on the full suspension today because my hardtail is busted. Not really busted, it's just the pedals are done. I mentioned in my last video, I think it was my last video, where I was in Laguna, that my pedal was wiggling. And it turns out it was wiggling because the bearings are popped. They're popped on actually both pedals. I didn't really notice the right side of the pedal being messed up until I started working on the left pedal. I checked the right and it was loose. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the pedals are shot, which I'm bummed out about because I thought they were gonna be a cheaper alternative to the Deity T-Mac pedals, and they were. They had the same size of platform, grippy pins, but the quality just wasn't there. And I paid like 80 bucks for those pedals, whereas I wish I would have just spent the extra 100 bucks and got myself some T-Macs. But I took a gamble and I lost. Like, they're decent pedals, they're good, don't get me wrong, but I think on high impact, or if you clip a rock or you just land really hard, the bearings or the internals just aren't strong enough or aren't made well enough to hold up. But if you're doing something more intense, more rowdy downhill, then I'd highly recommend just investing the money into getting some like really solid pedals. Then you won't have to worry about it. This is gonna be my third ride of the week. We rode Monday. Tuesday I rode, but I didn't do a ride with Gabe. I actually went to Vail Lake with Reaper, and then today is Thursday. It's gonna be the third day of the week that we've ridden. I'll probably have that Vail Lake video posted on Monday and Tuesday. I'm planning on splitting him up into 2 videos just because I rented an e-bike and the amount of trails we hit was a lot. It's too much to put into one video. We pretty much covered the entire bike park. There might have been a few trails that we didn't hit, but for the most part we hit the popular ones. But that place is incredible. I feel like they're making it just like a sky park, but a little bit more affordable, or actually a lot more affordable, because we paid 10 bucks each person to get in, and it's all day. You know, you have access to all the trails, whereas Sky Park, you pay like 60, 70 to get in, and it's all day. But yeah, that's the difference. Even my e-bike rental was way cheaper. I think I paid 103 for the entire day. It was like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Sky Park, I paid 120 for only 4 hours. I don't know, man. From my experience, I had a way better time at Vail Lake than I did at Sky Park in regards to the e-bikes, you know, because the first time I ever really rode an e-bike was at Sky Park, and then I would consider this time at Vail Lake my second time on an e-bike. And this second time around, I fell in love, dude. I really want an e-bike now, but I don't need one. That's the situation I'm in right now. I would love an e-bike. There's an e-bike that I'm in love with. It's a Canyon Torque-On 7 that I was just researching. It's for a good price too, $3,500. But in this point in my life, like, I really don't need one. Therefore, I'm gonna hold off on it. But I do see myself in the near future getting an e-bike. I think it's not better or worse than a pedal bike. I think it's just different. It's the same feeling I get when I ride the full suspension and the hardtail. Like, they're just different. They're both fun. I have a great freaking time. They just come with different challenges, different techniques that you need to apply for each bike. I'd love to hear your guys' take on e-bikes and like what you think about them. If you've ever ridden one, if you own them, you know, what's it like? How's the maintenance on them? And personally, I think if I were to buy an e-bike, I would use it, one, to become a better rider. You get way more laps in than you would on a pedal bike. I just recently watched a video from Single Track Sampler. He explains that so well, where he was riding an e-bike. He hit like 100 jumps with the e-bike because he was able to lap the trail so many times, versus his pedal bike, he would probably get like 20 jumps on it. So he's getting way more reps in on the e-bike, and that's what I see as a benefit about the e-bike. So one, you become a better rider. Two, you explore and get familiar with trails or areas you're not really comfortable with, you can just lap it and map everything out because you're on an e-bike. It's way easier. And 3 is trail building, trail maintenance. Carrying the bag and having to pedal on a regular bike it's taxing, but I feel like on an e-bike you'd be able to cover more ground. It's not as hard. So those are the 3 things I view as beneficial about an e-bike. I view it as a tool and how it could help me. But yeah, I wouldn't ditch my regular bikes ever. I think I would just balance it, you know. I'd put myself in check, ride the e-bike once in a while and then alternate. Give love to every single bike. Don't just hog one type of bike. We're at 3.5 miles, 20 minutes in. I don't know if you can see that, but this is where we're at. We made the turn right now. So that's where I'm at with e-bikes. I'm in no rush to buy one either. If it happens, it happens. I'm happy, I'm grateful. I have 2 bikes that work. But I do see myself buying one. What I'll end up doing is just putting away money towards an e-bike. And I feel like the longer I wait, the better the deals come up, the better technology advances, all that good stuff. I know in SoCal, e-bikes are looked down upon in some parts or some areas. My opinion about that is like, I don't care what you ride. As long as you're just a good human, right? Respectful, kind. That's all that really matters. Whether you ride an e-bike or a pedal bike. At the end of the day, whatever bike another person ride isn't gonna affect how much fun I have. I'm still gonna go have my fun. I'm still gonna ride the trails. Whether I like it or not, or whether anybody likes it or not, they're gonna stay in this industry. They're popular, they're fun, and there's a market for them. I've also met people that ride e-bikes because that's the only way they're able to get out. I met a guy who's a father who is very much on a time crunch, can only ride like an hour a week. Dude, he's gonna maximize his rides if he has an e-bike, which he did, and that's why he was explaining why he bought it. I think I met like 2 guys who had a knee surgery, and the other guy had a hip surgery, where they said the only way they would be able to ride mountains or be on a bike is with an e-bike. That's just my 2 cents on the whole e-bike thing, and just me sharing my experience. 31 minutes with 22 seconds, 5.8 miles. My friends, that wraps up this beautiful week, and I believe it's ride 7 with Gabe. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next week.